Good morning and welcome to Tarot Time. And if you're watching this as a video, welcome. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to just say a few quick hellos while people are getting their notifications. Then we're going to dive right on in today. Tarot Time, not only do we do some predictive divination work, working with the tarot and other divination tools, channeling, just to get a better understanding and a better handle on the energies that are affecting us all now. It's a big, busy week, a lot going on, but this is also our community time. So I keep an eye on your comments, and I may post a few comments. We may evolve into some kind of a discussion as we're doing the readings. And the idea is that we want to help you to prepare for the changes. We're in starting to be in coming into the heart of the earth changes now. Things are happening very quickly. So I'll get into all that in just a second. Let me just say hello. So Millie's in, and hello India 1978, and Mary and Michael, welcome, and hello Karen and Victor and Millie, and yes. Peace, hello, peace, and who did I miss? Hey, Pam, welcome. You made it alive. Good for you. Hello, Coyote Moon. Katie, welcome. Yolanda, that's right. I'm sorry. Who's Coyote Moon? What's your name again? Yolanda, that's right. Okay. Hello, Karen. Truth Wave again. That's Victor. Does great meditations on his YouTube channel. Check it out, guys. All right. You've had I know I'm a few minutes late. You've had quite a conversation here. So thanks for contributing and keeping the energy up while I'm late to my own party, basically. So good morning, Nancy, also. All right, and hi, Lisa. So the usual suspects are finding us. So welcome. Yeah, so we've got a new moon coming up. If you missed the new moon forecast, we did a really nice activation also. We're going to do a group meditation and an activation near the end of tarot time also. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. So we're going to do that as well. Swift healing for Mary. Why does Mary need swift healing? What am I missing? That'd be MDR. Right. Right. I remember. We did a reading on it. Well, prayers for swift healing for you. I'm with you. I said before stem cell surgeries. Yes. So we'll send MDR. Misha, aka Mary, lots of love. Let me fix my collar. I've got my real grounding shirt, lots of brown. So it's really a time that we need to be very grounded. There's so much going on energetically. Three-Eye Atlas, that's been a hot topic here on the Medium channel and in other places because it's reaching its superior conjunction on Tuesday, right at the new moon. So moon, sun, and Three-Eye Atlas on the other side of the sun will be in a direct line. So that's some powerful planetary geometry right there. Well, every new moon is a sun moon conjunction, but then we have Pluto squaring, and we have some other powerful aspects that are going on. We've had a lot coming up in the news. From what I've heard, I haven't really dug into it, but I believe that the rallies were pretty peaceful yesterday, the No Kings rallies, and they were well populated from what I understand. So that's happening. Yeah, we are in that evolutionary, revolutionary time. People are seeing through a lot of the game, because to me, politics and the world stage is just that, a stage. I mean, some of it's improv. Yes, it's not just everything. It's completely scripted that goes on out there. But the main plot themes, in my educated opinion, are so people are starting to resist more and more the programming being kept down by the powers that be, having their human spirit suppressed by the system. So we're really in this time now where people are waking up. the control systems are clamping down more because they don't want people to wake up because they'll lose their control. So it shows also in the astrology. So astrology is a good thing, like how the planets are moving, how they're angling, because it's all energy, is a good way of gauging how the energy is moving through collective consciousness. And whether you prefer Vedic astrology, sidereal, or Western tropical astrology, which is what I'm more familiar with, it tells a story, and the numerology tells a story also. And then we have the wild card of 3i Atlas that experts and mystics alike don't know exactly what it is. A lot of us believe it's conscious, that there's some kind of an energy or resonance that's exchanging information with the collective fields, whether that means it's a UFO, like extraterrestrial, or if it's more like just its chemical makeup is conducive for transmitting and receiving information, making it, a interstellar object. Well, it is an interstellar object. We just don't know the details behind that. So, and of course, as it approached Mars, NASA shut down. So the best images of 3i Atlas are not available to the public. So anything you're seeing on the internet, like new images and blah, 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 new clarity, these are all old images. They haven't been able to take any new images. And the ones that they took earlier in the month when it was at its closest approach to Mars aren't available, as far as I know, unless there's something going on I'm not aware of. So, yeah, be aware of like all, it's the way social media is set up. People are going to exploit certain events to try to make money, basically, and either exaggerate the truths or fabricate things. So the truth is, it's behind the sun. It's been in the sun's glare for 2, maybe 3 weeks now, meaning that no Earth-based telescopes or orbiting telescopes, for that matter, around the planet can see it because the sun's too bright. It would burn out those telescopes. So, no, we're not getting new images. There are, I don't believe we are. There are solar probes, so it's not out of the question that a solar probe on the opposite side of the sun could catch an image. So, it's possible, but I don't think it's happening. So there's that. And there's maybe some peace talks in Russia, Ukraine again. That was a forecast. I forecast that for UN Peace Day on September 21st. I think I got a little overzealous in my psychic forecast for September, to be honest. And timing is often very hard to pin down. But hey, if it happens at the end of October into November and they actually work towards real peace, we'll take it. War sucks, right? And it also feeds certain agendas. So there may be powers beyond, the presidents and the negotiations that are orchestrating the wars also. Maybe. We'll just say maybe. So, we like to look at things at all angles here. From the spiritual, from the practical, from the realistic to maybe the way out there and the woo-woo stuff. We do it all on the Medium channel, right? So, yeah, there's that going on. So let me just check what you guys are saying, then we're going to dive into some tarot. So Pam's, hello, Fallon 3136. So political analyst. It's I don't know if that person's good, but thanks for sharing. Chilly and windy. It's actually pretty mild here in the Catskills of New York. Hello, Jackie from northern Mississippi. And what are you saying? I'm not sure by the things they're saying that these folk are the folks that I would believe. Not good energy. Hello, Millie. If everyone has a part to play in the simulation, this is true. Yeah. And then Pam saying, if we had a King Los Soros funded protest, would have never happened. Thank you. And all right. You've been going on. Hey, Doreen, welcome. And what's Doreen of Children's School of Yoga? They just got on. Yay, grandson and husband giving me some time. Well, thank you. And hello, Karen. And same Millie. Between the Dwarvish and Elvish, most letters are the same, but just enough of them are used differently to make it hard to read each other. Most people learn Dwarvish, but me, Elfish. Okay, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I'm missing your conversation, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. And oh, beautiful. Hello, fellow. Okay, Victor Davis. Oh, so we have a another recommendation for the person that Pam recommended. I do like him also. I listen to both. I listen to both sides too, but live in a place where I question everyone's sanity. They're the F word. They keep. Oh yeah, I with you. Yeah, that makes sense. I like to see things on both sides of the political spectrum. I want to stay in the heart. You know, the right wing, the left wing belong to the same corrupt bird. So there's a yeah, I believe that there's a ruling party that kind of influences both parties. I mean, they have different ideologies. I respect that. If you have political leanings, have your political leanings. I'm not here to question that or criticize that. But for me, in my universe, in my reality, being I wouldn't say neutral, but being nonpartisan is important because then I'm not being swayed by one side or the other. And for me, I'm able to get more clarity of what's really going on. But hey, we're all different, right? So and we honor that around here. Um, I think that the main thing is not to get too caught up in the programming, you know, whether it's right winged or left wing, because there's a lot of programming on both sides, and the powers that be really want the divide to deepen, want people to be fighting and to be distracted, and they're forwarding their agendas. The with the social, not social credit scores, that's happening too, or starting to, but the digital IDs, the AI takeovers, the escalation of wars. You know, the countries sort of kind of taking over certain facets of global economics. In other words, there's a lot of stuff that's happening where they're seizing more control, but people aren't as aware of it because they're so charged up by the political divide that they're fighting each other, not recognizing there's a common enemy that's orchestrating all the not all, but a lot of the challenges in the world and a lot of the disagreement and arguments, all that stuff. So anyway, I think you guys understand. Hello, Roseanne. Notice there's 33 on the chat here, and there's the media channel. So Mary's saying, but I've said that on your channel and in life and gone cursed out. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All I have to do, and I do this on my monthly psychic forecast. All I have to do is mention the name Donald Trump, and pa 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 pa. That's what's happened. But you know, Donald Trump, like him or hate him, like it or not, is one of the most important, if not the most important figure in the world right now. That's maybe more of a figurehead, maybe not. Who knows? But it's hard to not mention him if I'm going to talk about future events in the world, right? And yes, truth be told, it actually does well on the YouTube algorithm, so it helps to get people to the channel. And our goal here is also to help people to awaken. So in order to do that, I've got to reach out to the public, right? So anyway, hello, Jane, Janie Irish, welcome. Yes, it's all a distraction. Thank you. I'm putting it out there to divide us. Yep. And Janie's saying, we're bringing you into the group now. It's never about the colors. It's about groups and their beliefs. You connect with them. We have a dark and a light at hand, both battling at the moment. The evil bird has two wings, a left and a right. Thank you so much for that comment. And all of your comments, very intelligent as always. And all you have to do is mention Shakespeare, and I'm interested in what you're saying. Look at Shakespeare, the things he wrote about our commonplace today. Life just repeats itself. I don't know why I'm channeling him today. Yeah, I love Shakespeare. I'm still annoyed that back in 1993, talk about not letting go, that I missed Patrick Stewart playing Prospero in Shakespeare in the Park when I lived in Manhattan at the time, from The Tempest. The Tempest. Where we get the line, what is the line? Oh, brave new world with such people in it. That's where we get that line from. And there was a book called Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. So Shakespeare certainly has had a really huge impression on the trajectory of collective consciousness. So yeah, very good that we bring that. Was it Patrick Stewart? Oh, wait. Anyway, I'm still bummed. Yeah, Patrick Stewart's like Captain Picard. I love Star Trek too, but he's a great Shakespearean actor, which most people know that about him. And Prospero would be his role. If you see his presence and the character Prospero from The Tempest, that's him. That's Patrick Stewart. So let's do a meditation card. Let's go into tarot. Oh, yes. So we have to learn about. I believe, yeah, we can't keep our heads in the sand, right? That's what I say. Love him or hate him. This is a figure and a process of history in the making, basically, and it is exposing the corruption and the truth. No matter what your views are, let's see things as they are, right? We have to learn that Trump or any other president is just a focus for you to direct your energy towards. Great point. They aren't the ones running this world. Another great point. Yes, hello as well. I'm not into the politics now. Yeah, I hear you. You can talk Trump, just not in a negative way. I prefer not to talk about him in a negative way. I mean, I see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Truth be told about that, I had a client that worked for the Trump family in the late 1990s, early 2000s. If my hair wasn't already curly, some of the stories that he told me would curl my hair about Donald Trump and what he was doing in New York City back at that time. But to be balanced, my client was also an openly gay artist, and one thing that he would say is that Donald Trump would always be very polite to him, very cordial, knowing that he's openly gay. So take that for what it's worth. But actually, he was a portrait artist, and he did stuff for Ivana Trump. So he did portraits for her, and so he got to hear a lot of the dirt from her perspective. So again, you can take that somewhat with a grain of salt, but in any event, I've had the privilege of getting some inside information back at that time. Another interesting thing, I came across a quote from Kurt Cobain, who's probably prophetic also, of Nirvana. It's like, why can't I remember the band name? That became the Foo Fighters when he transitioned. And one of his quotes was like what this country needs is not a politician but a businessman, somebody like Donald Trump. And this was around 1990, so it's very, very interesting. It's changing. It's changing everything. Having him in office. Even if you hate him, it's changing everything. It's going to catalyze awakening. I mean, it is what it is. Whether it's being notorious or being a hero, that's for you guys to decide. I'm staying out of it. I'm staying out of this now. I'm doing a meditation card for tarot time now, so shifting gears. Nirvana, and yeah, Nirvana, they were fun. And I was saying, yeah. Oh, yeah. It wasn't my client's opinion, really. It's really what he heard, because he had some inside information to the family, um, basically. But it was from his wife, so we have to take things in perspective, right? Um, so anyhow, let's do our tarot, our tarot, our tarot time, our meditation card. The moon's in Libra now. Sun in Libra still. New moon is Tuesday early in the day. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., we are going to do a transmission to sync into these powerful energies of this new moon and the 3i Atlas superior conjunction. And the big shift is happening. So Heather is going to join me. Heather the healer, Heather Istara. She's going to do her transmission. I'll work with the master teachers again to help sync our energies into these new frequencies that are or upgraded frequencies. I mean, they're not new frequencies; they're just energy, right? But upgraded frequencies, new to us, and that'll help you to ascend, because this is a time of ascension. There's a lot of energy out there, and a lot of us are feeling very different now because the energies are different. It's affecting, it's awakening, or I should say activating our DNA, our higher potentials, and it's causing us to change our perspective. Our bodies are changing. We're getting more intuitive. We're getting more connected. But there's the other side that the physical bodies tend to resist the change because it's part of the survival instinct. So when there's higher energies that are changing, your cells are changing, the electromagnetism within the body itself and the chemistry within the body tries to resist. And then we have these ascension symptoms and stuff. So the transition that will help to upgrade your systems in order to ascend more gracefully and more powerfully, basically. So help you with the awakening. That's it. And so we're doing that tomorrow. Starting this Thursday, we have our tarot class. If you want to learn the tarot, that's going to be, it's a 4-part class on Zoom. It's recorded, 8 hours total, very well priced for you guys. And there'll be information on the pinned comment on how to register for that if you want to learn about the tarot, to read, to meditate with it. And you can use tarot for manifestation and connecting more with source and understanding more of our spiritual connection, because this is the book of life right here. 78 cards, covers every possibility that can happen in the human experience. Ancient wisdom. So mixing up the cards and doing our meditation card for the week finally. So I hope you can do it. Email us, talk to us if you need to make arrangements. Pam, you don't have to be sorry. No, you're fine. Let's express what we feel, right? You don't have to hold it in. I've noticed with the demographics of my channel, so we've been talking about politics a little bit. Maybe we're talking about it because there's going to be some big news this week, because we're synced into that energy. We're about 60-40 here. From what I see, about 60% more left leaning to 40% more right leaning or more Trump supporting. And I like it that way. I like it 50-50, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm nonpartisan. I mean, I was raised liberal, so maybe that there's still a trace of that in my personal programming. But that said, my views tend to be much more eclectic, and I've never wanted to vote for parties. I voted for candidates. I would vote for Republicans or Democrats. And around, I think it's 2012 when I left the Democratic Party and I voted as an independent. So that's a little bit of my political history. So anyway, back to meditation card. Here we go. All right. They're trying to zero me in on a card, but I've lost it. This is the one. Oh, I like this. Aces are new beginnings. Swords is the mind. So aces, new beginnings, swords, mind. And for meditation purposes, like any other meditation, now this is the Hanson Roberts deck. If you have your own tarot cards, please, you can pull your own Ace of Swords, or you can take a mental snapshot of this one from the Hanson Roberts deck. It symbolizes victory, breakthroughs. It can also be conception or inception, because the sword could be like the phallus, and the wreath here like the yoni, like intercourse, basically like the great rite, or cosmic birthing, or conception, as it were. So it's a very powerful card in the tarot. And like I said, the swords represent the mind. So what you would do is get very relaxed, like any meditation. The idea is to get present, get out of your thinking mind and be in your receptive mind, in your spirit mind. So how do you do that? You stop thinking, right? And you start to be aware of your breath, body, and the space around your body. Gauge how you're feeling, and then in your mind, step right into the card. Imagine this is a doorway. You step right through from one reality to another. As soon as you step in, just gauge what you feel without trying to measure or judge it. Just be aware, present. What am I feeling? Emotionally, energetically, what part of my body am I feeling? Am I hearing anything, seeing anything, smelling anything? And then just see what you see beyond just the doorway. It's a whole panoramic view, a whole new reality you're stepping into. Every tarot card, the universe unto itself. And when you really understand that, then you become a really good tarot reader, because you go into the multi-dimensionality of the tarot cards, and it triggers the intuition, or triggers your connection with great spirit or source, your intuitive mind or spirit mind. And that's how to meditate. And you could ask, what new beginnings should I be taking now? Because it's the Ace of Swords. It's new beginnings. It's a new moon. New moons are about new beginnings also, a new cycle starting. So it's very appropriate card. And guess what? The new moon is an air sign, Libra, and swords represents air. So there you have it. This is the time for a new plan, a new direction. Gather more information for your higher self or spirit. And what's my new direction? Your new direction may feed on your current direction. It may be a continuation, or a deviation, or a detour, but you can just ask that and see if any spirit guides come to you. So anyway, what else are we guys saying? I like Hanson Roberts deck. Yeah, I have little hands, so I like the Hanson Roberts deck. They fit me, but sometimes I use the bigger decks too. But I like the smaller size of this. Archangel Michael holding his sword over us. I'll take that. Yes, absolutely. I like your perception. And Millie saying that I have the Light Seer tarot deck, but never used it. Yeah, I should get some new decks. There's some really, really cool decks out there. So anyhow, let's do our 3-card spread. So we'll see what we can pick up on the energies of the week ahead. Then I've got other divination tools, and we're going to do a little energy process at the end, a little bit of frequency channeling at the end for you, which has become our MO on Tarot Time, as well as engaging you guys in the community as well. It's funny that the word fantastical has been in my brain like the last 2 or 3 days. I have no idea why, but it has. And now you're saying you have the Fantastical Theater Tarot, special promo deck. Good for you. That sounds like a collector's item. Well, thank you. And Sliwa for mayor. Interesting. Yeah, people are just going to ask me about the New York City mayoral election, and God, I can't remember his name, but I went in and the one that's allegedly socialist, and that's who they showed me. But I have a feeling Cuomo will pull it out, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Um, I might, at some point, when I'm feeling like it, I might remote view into the future. That's how I knew Trump was going to win. By the way, 'cause up until that time, I thought Harris was going to win. Honestly, psychics aren't perfect, so up until that time, which was September, maybe early October, because I was feeling uneasy about that prediction. So I went into meditation, and then I projected into the future, went to the White House. But I call it remote viewing. Truth be told, remote viewing is a very specialized technique that was taught to government agents and whatnot. So maybe I should call it more remote sensing or vibing into the future. But in my mind, I traveled to the White House into the future, and clear in my mind, I saw Donald Trump sitting in the Oval Office, and then I changed my prediction. So anyhow, uh, oh, the Light Seer Tarot. Did we talk about that? Oh yeah, we did. Okay, I like the name Light Seer Tarot. Yeah, I'll have to get that. He's an evil person. We don't want evil. There's enough evil people in government, right? We don't want that. So you know what? Let's work to keep raising our vibrations. It becomes what's the right word? It rubs off on other people, so it becomes contagious if we really go into joy and into our hearts and into our heart brain coherence. So we're joyful, we're grateful, we're happy and healthy. And we keep doing that and keep projecting that. That helps people awaken. The more people awaken, the less evil people in government, right? That's what we want. Oh, you're saying Cuomo's evil. Well, I can't say that. I can't fully disagree with you. I'll put it that way. But I feel like my guys are like laughing, saying, "Yeah, aren't they all?" Well, not every single one. I mean, some politicians go in with very good intentions. It's the system that fosters the evil, in my opinion. And I read somewhere a while ago that the word evil it's sort of an offshoot of the Greek word for error or mistake, meaning that people that are evil are mistaken because they've separated from divine source. How can you be evil if you're connected with the divine source? It's literally impossible. So anyway, 3-card spread. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm still a New Yorker in my heart. I haven't even been to the city. Last time I was there was before the pandemic to see one of my favorite healers, Patrick Spirit Healer, in Astoria. Anybody in that area needs a good. He does very, very deep tissue work, but draws on about 18 different modalities. He's quite amazing. Patrick Spirit Healer. Very humble guy, very powerful. All right, so let me stop thinking so that Spirit can guide me to the right cards. 1, 2, and 3. There's actually a repeat from last week, I see. So this is good. So we have the 7 of Cups reversed, the Knight of Cups. Cups is water. Then the 8 of Swords reversed. And this whole thing really makes me feel like release, letting go. like almost like that kind of a feeling, like things getting very tense, and then it turned out to be not so bad, that kind of a thing. And this may just be an energy that's going to be pervasive in our lives, in this community, or the world around us. I think this is showing some good movement when it comes to peace. We No, there's still a lot of friction in Israel and Gaza, and of course there's a higher hidden agenda with that. But there have been hostage releases. At least they've been talking, right? Um, I think it feels like Donald Trump going to he's meeting with Putin soon again, right? Or Zelensky, or both of them. See, I don't keep a lot. I just look at what I need to know from the news. I don't really get too into it, if that makes sense. I don't know the details. Um, but this is almost like having an offer. It's like traveling, and there's an offer. It doesn't necessarily mean that the sides will take it, but it kind of feels like this is what's on the table. This is what we want to do. Um, and I feel like and I know a lot of people are questioning Donald Trump with his what's the right word, your mental faculties, or whatever, but it feels like he approaches this with a clear mind and intention. That's just the feeling I'm getting from the cards. Again, he may be following the lead of those that are even higher up, the behind the scenes leaders, we'll put it that way, in this and other countries. But good intentions. That's the feeling that I get, that there's some good intention, and we need that because there's so much ill intention in the world and politics, basically. So that's just sort of a feeling that I get. This is showing me. I think there's going to be a lot of flooding this week in different places. I mean, there's been a lot of weather extremes, anyways. Yeah, I think this is also about hostage release, because it's like the Eight of Swords, like they're tied up, but it's reversed, sort of letting go. I think there's a lot of awakening. I think there's some new energy that's coming into the collective. We have that interstellar object in superior conjunction now to the sun, so it's in a direct line to transmit or to affect the solar energies, and the sun really transmits information of the central sun into the physical realm. So it really transmits not just heat and life into the earth, but energy and frequency. So I think we see more people getting together more peacefully, even though we're in a very revolutionary time, and there's likely to be a lot of escalation of strifes and struggles. I think there's going to be more protests and demonstrations that pop up. They pop England in my mind, or Great Britain in generally. So that's been an area. There's been a lot of protests. That's in Germany that popped in, or Eastern Europe. There's been stuff going on in Poland, in that area, things we don't necessarily hear in the news. And I think there may even be like either a bomb or a plane shot down near the Poland border or German border, something like that. So there's a lot of tension there, but this whole energy is more about release of tension. And I think it's just sort of telling us to really, keep the faith, stay in our hearts, stay in our power, and stuff like that. And let me see, what are you guys saying? Saying that I see evil is like the yin and the yang. Yeah, exactly. We can balance it, right? Alaska did have a catastrophic event from the remnants of a typhoon, and another one in 500 year to one in 1,000 year flood that's happening like every 10, 20 years or so. Climate is changing, absolutely. More due to solar activity than anything, but human activity does. I might do a weather. I'm thinking of doing like a weather video for the winter, and I'll put some of those ideas out, like what's myth and what's real when it comes to climate change and global warming, because I think both are on the table with that. And what else? Keep an eye, maybe not next week, but in the next several weeks on the new Madrid fall for you folks that are in the southern Mississippi area, like Arkansas, Louisiana, southern Missouri, maybe. Just keep an eye if seismic activity seems to be picking up. There's been a couple of minor quakes there lately. I've been very much, and I posted a video, I think it was yesterday, because I had this vision of the of a big earthquake where the land opened up, like a big crack forming in the land and then black smoke billowing out of it. I had the details on that vision on a video that you can check out after this one if you want. And I really felt coastal California, I think more likely Southern California, and in San Diego recently had a 5.2. Then there was like another 4.5, I think, a week or two before that. All this, connected to the San Andreas Fault system, but not on the San Andreas Fault. And the uptick in that area can be attributed to normal cycles for that area, honestly. So I'm not seeing anything geologically that would sound the alarms, but I've been getting that information. I had that vision. Now, when I have visions, unless they attach a specific time to it, which is kind of rare, usually it's going to happen in the next few months, but it could be a year or two. But, we know that the energy is increasing. We know there's more geological events. So the idea with that is to have a plan if you live in those areas. But it's just that as I'm looking at the cards, this image of this like meandering water, and there's mountains in the background. I mean, in the Mississippi, you don't have really mountains in the background unless in the distance you might have the Ozarks, but I mean, that would look more like the Colorado River, to be honest. But in any regards, or the Snake River. But keep an eye on that area, and if you find that there's more tremors or if an earthquake swarm forms in that area, usually earthquake swarms will be very minor, like 3.5s or under. It may be that the earth, the things are gearing up for a release. So, again, be aware. But anyway, let me do some other divination stuff. We're 42 minutes, 41 in chat. Hey, Laura, welcome. Yeah, I want to live on Hawaii Island, although I wouldn't mind living on Maui either. And 41 in chat. So I'm just catching up on your comment. Columbia River, yeah, that's true. That could be also wrong one. Speaking of like Vancouver and Portland, we do have something called the Cascadia subduction zone that hasn't had a major quake, I think, since the early 1700s. So that's certainly another area that's on watch. And we have had some activity in that area also. It's all ramping up. Anyhow. Yeah, so it's the Eight of Swords reversed. Yeah, Eight of Swords is reversed here. So it's Seven of Cups reversed. Seven of Cups, like, emptying the cups. That could be emotion. Time to release all the old. We're right before the new moon now and the dark moon. Perfect time to release the old emotions. Something new coming in, some new energy, some new beginnings. That's the new moon. Night's travel. Cups are about feelings and emotion. And then the Eight of Swords is showing there's a way out of the emotional, energetic bondage that most people in this world find themselves in. And I think for a lot of us, we're getting something new coming in, like either a new person, new information, new spirit guides, new interests or stuff like that. So this is kind of a good time to just sort of let things go. The past is the past. Learn from the past. Be in the present. And what new thing do you want to do you want right now? What new thing do you want to create? Do you want to do? And like I said earlier in the live stream, we did a whole last night. We did a whole live stream on the 5 important things to know about this upcoming Libra new moon with 3i Atlas in superior conjunction to the sun. And the new moon, every new moon is the moon in inferior conjunction to the sun, because the moon cannot go behind the sun from the Earth's perspective because the moon circles the Earth, right? So that would be literally impossible for the moon to ever be in superior conjunction, which that's just like astrological jargon saying that the conjunction is it's behind rather than in front of, in this case, the sun. Right, so that makes sense. All right. So I have my Native American deck. Let's see if we can get another message. And I have a couple of other things. And then we will do a transmission, an energy, some little energy work and group prayer. So, these cards don't look bad at all. They look a little tense. Obviously, I think they were wrong if they didn't, to be honest, with what's going on in the world. But everything looks good, or better, I want to say. And I think part of that is just us. I think that we're making a difference. So point being is that we'll do more group prayer and energy work here on the channel, and you can go to Josh's channel. I don't think he's on the live stream, but that's Mr. Floyd channeling. Victor's channel, Truth Wave Meditations. And any of you other guys that have YouTube channels, if you want to post or just let our community know that you have a channel also, what you do, we'd appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hi, D. Hello, Betsy. Good morning to you too. Beautiful soul that you are. So here we go. And we got the Maiden of Pipes. It's always like I think it's been almost like 2 months in a row. We've gotten one of the core cards as the pull. This time it's pipes, which I believe is wands is the equivalent. It's like the peace pipe. I have my ceremonial peace pipe, but a Lakota elder informed me that it was considered disrespectful to display it publicly. So like, all right, I'll display it privately then. But it's the symbol of peace. And the maiden would be more like the page, right? So that'd be more like the page. And there's like a ladder too. There's 2 sides to the ladder. I'm just looking at the card, then I'll show you guys. Very serious. It almost looks like fixing something in a way. It's like there's it almost looks like the ladder. There's a dark window there, but the figure is looking in a different direction. Almost kind of gives me the feeling like to remind us to be aware of the dark energies, if you want to call it the dark energies. The lower, the negative, whatever word you want to give it. But don't focus on that. Be aware of it, but look forward. So in other words, learn from the past, be in the present, and move towards the future in a positive, empowering way, and knowing that we are protected no matter what happens. And one of the reasons that we want to do group prayers is that during these earth changes, people do suffer, and bad things happen to a lot of folks, but we're still going to be okay, because the physical life, on one hand, it's very temporary and illusory, and on the other hand, it's just a necessary shift that's happening. So through group prayers and energy and opening our hearts, we can mitigate a lot of the suffering and a lot of the challenges that people have to go through. For us to become more enlightened and for the world to settle into a higher and a better place. It almost feels like she's bringing news. It almost feels like I think somewhere toward around midweek, that we may get some news about something going on overseas. I'm not sure what it is. I think it has to do with like either fires or explosions, things like that. We may be heading into a lot of fires later in October and into November also. All right. So anyway, hello, Argentum. Welcome. Glad you can join us. I know it's late where you are too, so thanks for coming in. All right. So I've got a couple of other divination tools to go over. I like to do medicine card. I've been really into the animal totems lately. Yeah, good, Colin. Do your heart brain coherence. That's an excellent idea. I do that every morning, and I try to do 2 other times during the day, but that's part of my morning meditation. Some mornings are better than others, but it is part of my morning meditation and routine. All right. I'm seeing a coyote, which is a cosmic trickster. So keep that in your mind. And I'm pulling the horse, which is, wow, we love horses around here, don't we? Which is empowerment, freedom, and power. And the coyote's the trickster. I often look at, because we've been talking a little bit about Trump today in politics. I often look at him as the coyote, the one that tricks us into learning, right? So that's what coyote medicine is, and they're highly regarded in Native American traditions, even though they can wreak havoc. Um, but we learn through the process. It's part of our growth. It's like the Fool card in the tarot, similar vibration and energy. But the horse, these are the knights in the tarot. Also, the Strength card, even though it's lines in the tarot. And it's about our inner strength. It's about our empowerment. It's about our freedom. And I do believe that that's going to be a theme that's going to come up more this week. I have a feeling that because there was the No Kings rallies, millions of people got out there to express their views. Um, Again, I haven't looked into the details, but from just the very broad and gross synopsis of the situation, it seemed to be mostly peaceful. Um, and we should all be allowed to demonstrate peacefully, right, without being tear gas or being dragged off. I think there's just so much going on. There's been a lot with the ICE agents and alleged mistreatment of minorities in this country. Although the alleged mistreatment certainly has some pretty damning video evidence to support it. I'll put it that way. Um, and there's just the more things that happen, the more that things that happen that are violating basic human rights and needs, the more people step up and express their opinion. So it's time to be empowered, and we're empowered not when we're motivated by anger and fear, but rather when we're motivated by compassion and love, and the genuine desire, compassion, especially the genuine desire to see things better for people. So, if we're like angry at the president or the administration or whatever, and that's what's in our heart, those are the results that are going to happen. It's just going to feed that energy. But if we can transcend that and really focus on compassion, it's like no matter who's running the country or the world, this is what I want to demonstrate for equal rights, sovereignty, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Don't matter who's the president or the governor. These are the values that I would go out and demonstrate for, basically. So I think that makes sense. And yeah, if you break it down, yes, certain politicians would embody that more than others, or embody the opposite of that more than others. So there is that dynamic that plays in also. But that's all part of the horse. That's the empowerment. Empowerment comes through love, basically, not power over others, not causing fear or creating fear or division, but rather helping the people rise up into their own power. So that's the message of the horse that I get. Too many kings to count, Colin. Yes. They're not using anything toxic. It's water. Okay, so you don't care for snakes, do you? Snakes are shedding skin. We're in the year of the snake. Uh, just for EU, that's a whole other story. The European Union, the division is crazy, yes, and well, you know what? That's a good attitude. That's a really good attitude to have. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, how yeah, I tell you, I take anything on the news with a grain of salt, honestly. Yes, I'm not annoying the other side always says they're paid. I mean, sometimes they are, sometimes they are, right? That's my take. My friends weren't paid. Yeah. I see what you're saying, that people were paid to go out there and protest. I would agree with you on that one, Betsy, for sure. And I think for the most part, people came together positively. That's my vibe. Not always, not every single incident, um, but I think for a lot of them, yeah. Oh, and then Trump might show, or all of a sudden bring some really beautiful. Exactly, yeah. I've seen, there's some things that I do like that I want to see go forward. I mean, the truth be told, most of it I don't, because I don't like to see people suffer. But sometimes you have to do what you need to do to make the changes, and people will unfortunately go through a hard time when change is happening. So you can look at that a lot of time. Uh, and he's just saying that don't watch the news 98% of the time. Yeah, if you can get private news, yeah. Um, and then Pam saying the Dem party is desperate. They put ads on the internet, just show up and demonstrate. I mean, yes and no. That would be my response to that. Yes, I do think the Democratic Party is desperate. They have every reason to be desperate. For the little I know in politics, but to be honest, I mean, I know a lot of people that whether or not it was advertised, that would want to go out and voice their opinions, basically. So anyway, that's my take. Uh, yeah, black snakes, black riders are harmless. Yep, we have a lot of them up here. Boris the spider. Yeah, I've spiders that build webs all around my house, on my front side view mirrors in my car. I must have spider medicine, and it's not as tired of authoritarianism. Yeah, yeah. I mean, so these are different points of view, right? We're seeing the same thing, but we're seeing it from a different point on the wheel, right? Like a feather, if I'm on the medicine wheel and I'm looking from the south, the feather might look like very stumpy, but if I'm on the west, it might look elongated. It's the same feather. We're just seeing it from a different point of view. So, in this debate, I don't see either of you being wrong or right. I just think you're seeing the same truth, but from a different perspective. We're all different, right? We all see things differently. And that's a beautiful thing, and we should be able to get together and enrich each other, not, lambaster each other for having different points of view, right? This is before Roman time. These are like the religious wars. It's the same thing happening, different, different time to different focus. So it's like the Catholics, versus the pagans, the Trump supporters versus the Trump haters. It's the same energy. It's just a different focal point and a different time that we're in. So let's do. It's about that time. So let me just finish up. Let's do the frequency, and I want to get it into doing the transmission, and let us go out and enjoy our Sunday. It's clouding up here, of course, but it's supposed to cloud up today, so I won't be out in the sun later. But get out into nature if you're free and have a moment. You breathe the air, feel the flows. It's important that we feel the flows. All this negative programming with the news makes us all anxious, and we stiffen up, and then prana and chi get stuck, and illness is the result of that, on different levels. But if you go into nature and Breathe, inhale, exhale, and feel the energies flow, become fluid and elastic. That counters the programming that connects you back with spirit or source, with your own divinity. And it really, it's that simple. Do some yoga, some qigong, tai chi, breath work, movement. Be conscious in your movement. Be present and engaged. I like to teach people engaged walking, where when I take a step, I feel my calf stretch and my hip and my body, my head stretch and then contract. I'm fully engaged with every step. I'm fully present, and I'm increasing the flows and the elasticity in my body. And therefore, I'm allowing more chi and prana through me, and therefore, I'm connecting more with spirit, and then I'm working through my diseases and coming closer and closer to that place of perfect health, which is where we all want to be. And don't forget to stretch before you walk. Not a bad idea, especially for this old 67-year-old body that I'm toting around when I'm doing my walks. Or young 67-year-old body. I like that better. So anyway, they guided me to my card, or your card, our card, authority. We were talking a little bit about authority, right? But there's authority over others. There's authority over ourselves. That's the strength card in tarot also. It's key 10, which is the wheel of fortune in tarot too. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So since we've been talking about that and kind of kicking around a few ideas about authoritarianism, about past and present administrations in the US and marches and all that stuff, it's good. It's a good reminder. This is a good sacred geometry to absorb right now. So you just gaze in the middle of the card, you vibrate it, and so forth. So there you have it. Yeah, and I'm just looking. Let's say the old word. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I called myself right. I mean, worked out at 4 a.m. Wow, wow. Sometimes I work out at like 10 or 11 p.m., but not in the morning like that. I'm glad Denver was peaceful. Thank you, Karen. And thanks for sharing your wisdom with us, Millie. Yes, when the universe speaks to you, Pam. Thank you for sharing. And Mary says, I think we should all start out being grateful of where we live. It's not perfect. We can do better. Gratitude is such a beautiful thing, because then it encourages the universe to give us more to be grateful for, right? Stretching is key. It is. I stretch it every day. I have a new dog, and I walk 5. Wow, that is really, really good. Good for you for taking those walks. Yeah, I know. If you can't sleep, I might get up and read or do something, but I don't think I would work out at 4 a.m. So good for you. So let's do our mini transmission. So we've been talking about authoritarianism. We've been talking about stress, politics or stuff like that. So let's do really calming, like a reset kind of an energy. Is that right, Master Teachers? That's the name that I give the group of energies that works with me. Yeah, I feel like they're saying, yeah, we just want to help to restore that flow and to help raise our vibrations, for these new frequencies that are coming in, so that okay, my head just started to buzz, so they're here. So just get nice and relaxed. Yes, we are here to work with you to create sacred space. And this is what we will work for you in this transmission this morning or this afternoon, in preparation for the monumental changes and the shifts in the collective fields that are going to trickle down and create big changes over the next several years to decades on planet Earth, where you live and reside at this very temporary junction of time and space and energy that you are in. Oh, relax, breathe, and start to feel yourself settling into your body, settling into your energetic bodies. We will work with toning to assist you in resetting your vibrations and frequencies. Miata Hoyanaya, Bibia Homiana, Eniana Hoya, Yonomaniao. And relax, breathe in love, breathe out love. Allow the flows to just gently rush through you. Energy, spiritual nourishment washing over you. Cleansing, clearing, opening, transcending. You are infinite, timeless beings in a temporary situation. You're not separate. You're separate parts, but you're not separate beings. And what you do affects the whole. What the whole does affects you. So we will work with you to assist in raising the frequencies, raising the vibrations, higher and higher levels of love and caring and compassion and gratitude. And just feel your hearts expanding into the collective field, sharing this beautiful vibration with your brothers and sisters within and transcendent of your planet, your cosmic brothers and sisters as well. And understanding, setting the intention as you clear the old stuck patterns, as you ascend in love, expand the frequency of the heart, and feel the beautiful energies of love flowing through you, that is flowing through the entirety of the collective fields, sending prayers and loves to those who need it most in your world. For she is resetting as you are resetting in consciousness. And the change and the reset and the shift can be a shock to many. So we thank you for being part of the solution, part of the positive energies available to all beings and planet Earth at this time. Just let the energies ground. Feel that connection to all beings, putting the focus of prayer so that the earth conscious fields, the collective human conscious field, and all beings to be happy, free, to be in the flow, to be in the light, the vibration of love and peace, to help mitigate suffering in your physical 3D, to lay the warring mentalities, transmuting that into cooperation amongst varying different peoples, different ideologies, different schools of thought, allowing that blending into one conscious field, which you are a very important part of, a beacon of, as it were. So be that beacon of light, of hope, of vibration and energy. Acknowledge the ills, to not go into what some of your people call toxic positivity. Recognize there's work to do, there's healing to be done, but at the same time, you are healed. You are the healer, the healing, and the healed all at the same time. And if you can embody that truth, you are creating a vibration within the collective field that's healing for many and transcendent the human suffering at this time. We are assisting grounding the energy so that the earth fields may absorb it, and it can absorb back into the conscious fields and circulate back into infinity to keep the circle of love alive. Start to feel roots extending from the base of your spine into the ground. Visualize a little tailpipe at the base of your auric fields. Open that up to let any excess or static energy through, because it wasn't brief, but we did do a pretty powerful transmission just now. Take a few deep breaths. When you're ready, open your eyes. And that's what we have today. So tomorrow at 8 p.m., we're going to do a longer transmission with Heather to really sink into these higher vibrations of this lunar cycle. Big shift happening. This is an important one. And we're doing it at 8 because it's 7 on Spirit Mind Family. We have our Zoom meeting for those of you that are in Spirit Mind Family. We'll get the information either today or tomorrow morning out for you to join that. And if you're not in Spirit Mind Family, it's our Patreon group where we go much deeper into this energy work. And we have exclusive content and things we don't share anywhere else. So very inexpensive. Oh, on that note, tarot class starts on Thursday. So learn the tarot. There'll be information on that in the pinned comments too. I love you. We'll see you at the next video. Thank you, everybody. And be well.